What's going on out there, good people? It is your boy Look Around with LMD Trading, coming at you today with another day of reviews. Today is going to be a little different, just because we will be reviewing 2 days of trading. We didn't get a review done for yesterday, so we'll be getting that review done, and then we'll be doing today's review. Instead of doing 2 separate reviews, I thought that this would be a perfect video to combine both of these days. And as the title shows or says, Tale of Two Traders, One Man. We're going to go ahead, actually do this one a little different. And I will start off by saying yesterday was not my typical day for trading. Actually started off the morning. I had an 8:30 appointment, so I was not at my desk to do any of my trade routine, do any of the planning for it. And with any business, and yes, trading is a business, you do have the what they call the 5 P's, which is proper planning prevents poor performance. So we already started off the morning wrong because there was no planning involved. We were out of our usual mode for planning. So it should have been a day where we just were off. We're out of the market. Let's go ahead, take the day off, regroup. We'll be ready for Wednesday. But we went on, we did our appointment that we had, and we came back, sat down at the computer about 11:15 or so. Went ahead, opened up Thinkorswim. Let's see what the market is doing. So we pulled up our option scanner and just kind of started scrolling through, seeing what stocks were doing. We sorted it by alphabetical order. So we started with the A's, kind of worked our way down, and we reached Baidu. And Baidu was looking pretty interesting. So what I'm gonna do, I'm gonna go ahead and pull up Thinkorswim, and we'll kind of take a look at what I was seeing at that time on the charts, and what led me to start trading Baidu. So give me 1 second, I'll get that pulled up. Okay, so we have charts pulled up for Baidu, and this is the screen that I look at in the morning before the market opens to give me an idea on what each stock is doing. This is what I use to kind of review them. So if we look at the hourly chart, which is this chart here, we see that Baidu opened. It had made two green candles, broke above the 50-day moving average. And then we had this little red candle right here. Little, like nice little resting candle. It came up, it had broke this area of resistance and kind of pulled back. So we had the makings of what could possibly be a 3-bar play on the hourly chart. We looked at the 2-minute chart and we saw that Baidu had pulled back to the VWAP, came up, it had broken this area of resistance that we had put on the chart, came back, tested it, and then kept making its move. This is where it had broke the 50-day moving average, came up and just kind of consolidated along, came up and was testing this other area of resistance that we had put on the chart. It pulled back, came and tested it again, broke it, and here is where we kind of should have been a little leery on taking this one, because it broke it, and instead of continuing on, it rolled over, but it came back to the 50 which was right at this area of support now, and it tested it. So I'm looking at this and I'm like, okay, if this can make another move, maybe this may be interesting. So that was my thinking on getting into the trade. Just looking at the chart, we had up here on the hourly what looks like it could have been the start of a decent little 3-bar play. We had the 2-minute, which has been moving up nicely, but it did get up here and kind of roll over, come back, and was testing the 50. But nonetheless, we went on and switched over to our battle station, and at that point started looking for a reason to get in the trade. The thought was, let's go ahead and see if we can at least get a 2R trade. Let's just get half of our daily goal. We don't need to make the whole daily goal, but let's not make it a just a dead day. Let's try to make a little bit of money. So I'm gonna go ahead and pull up the charts that we use when we are reviewing the trades, and we'll start looking at those trades individually, because we did take 4 trades on Baidu yesterday. So give me a sec and I'll go ahead and get those charts pulled up. All right, so we have our daily review screen pulled up, all of our charts, and we're going to go ahead and look at the first trade that we took, which we took this trade at 11:44. Go ahead and get our arrows on the chart so we can see where we're at. So we were getting in that trade right there, and we got out of that trade at 12:01. So I'm gonna go ahead and put that arrow on the chart, which was right there. This particular trade was a red trade. We lost $12 on this trade. Let's go ahead and just review it. Always we'll see if it was a valid trade to get into. So we saw that stock had pulled back to the VWAP, tested it, held right there, came up, pulled back with this nice little bottoming tail right at the VWAP. So went on, looked for a contract to get in. We found the contract and we were getting in right as it broke that candle there. So we got in the trade. Looks like a valid trade. Looked like a nice little buy setup coming back to test the VWAP. We got in the trade. We had our first target set right here. So trade came up, didn't quite reach target, left this topping tail, started coming back, and that's when we looked over here and saw this area right here to the left. Look to the left, and notice this area of resistance that we did not have marked on the chart. So when this stock had made it up to this point, we were up about maybe 1.5 R on the trade. When it pulled back, started giving up that profit, and we ended up moving our stop up to break even. And we brought our stop up to break even, or possibly a little above break even, just because we knew we had this area of resistance here. So we were like, all right, let's just try to get out of this trade and see if we could just break even or make a couple of dollars. Well, instead, we caught slippage and we ended up taking a $12 hit on this trade. So now, instead of being up 1 R, just getting us a little 1 R and getting out of the trade, now we're down $12. So, okay, not bad. $12 loss. Go ahead, pack it up, and we'll try it again tomorrow. So we ended up leaving the desk um, and going doing some other things. And you know how that little voice gets in your head, and that voice was telling me as the afternoon went on, why don't you go back and let's look and see what Baidu is doing. Let's see if maybe we can find another entry, and let's see if we can get green on that trade. Would hate to be red on a trade that really shouldn't have been red, and would hate to have that red day on the calendar in Trader View. That was the thought. We like, all right, well, let's see if we can find um, another trade. So came back, sat back down at the desk. Now it's about 2 o'clock. So go ahead, we'll move these charts over to about 2 o'clock, and we'll see what we were looking at. We got that one at 2 o'clock. We got that one there at 2 o'clock. Let's go ahead and bring over the 1 minute. Drop our arrows. Okay, so we're looking at the chart. We're seeing this thing, it pulled back, got below these areas where we were trading at earlier, but was kind of stair stepping back up. It tested this little area of resistance and broke it. And then we were sitting at the desk about right here. So 206, we see this thing coming back up, about to test this area of resistance and test the VWAP. So there go those cogs in the head again. This thing needs to pull back. Let's go ahead and get a put. Let's buy a put, and let's see if we can at least get 1R out of the trade. Let's try to make 1R. Make back that little bit of money that we lost and make a little bit of green on it. So we get in the trade at 1406. So we get in at 206, which is on this candle right here, little tiny candle. So we get in right as it's hitting VWAP. Okay, good deal. We should be able to catch that move coming back down to this area of support. As long as we get out before it get close, we should have enough room in there to make what we want to make. So we grab 2 contracts. This thing is moving perfect. But guess what? We bought calls. So instead of buying puts, we bought calls. Some more of that poor planning, and it's leading to poor performance. So on this one, we get out at 216, 1416. So we get out on this candle right there. Oh, it didn't hit it. So let's do that again. That candle right there. So we get out at the bottom of the move, and we take a loss of $20. Almost took a hit of $20 on that move. So now we're like, God dog it, that was supposed to have been a put. Go ahead and buy a put, and let's see if we can get a little more movement out of that. Mind you, we have this area marked clearly on the chart. This is clearly an area of support. This should act as support and bounce. But what do? Let's see what we did. We come back and we buy puts. So instead of this is being a bounce. You don't want to buy something going down when you're about to hit this bounce right here. We buy 2 more puts at 218. Bam. We buy it right there. Like, really? LMD, what are you thinking? Mind you, we don't see none of this. So none of this is on the chart. Hindsight being 2020, everybody could see how this thing played out. But at the time, we're buying puts. Like, okay, this thing hopefully gonna bounce back down. Hopefully we'll make up that, what, $12 that we just lost plus the 20. We'll make that back up. Try to get 2R out of the trade now, and finish just a little in the green. So we buy those 2 puts and look at what it does. It does what it was supposed to do. It bounced off of this area of support and came right back up to this area of resistance, which is sitting right where the VWAP was at. We got out of this trade at 14.31. We got out of this trade on that candle. Rode that joker all the way up to the top for a $44 loss. So now, let's do the math. We're down $12. We're down $20. So now we're down 32. And then we just take a hit for 44. So now we're down $76. We down 3R. Well, guess what 3R is? 3R is our max daily that we want to lose in any one day. So we really should be packing this thing up. We really should be packing this thing up. First of all, we shouldn't have been taking a trade at all because we didn't properly plan. Didn't properly plan this day out of trading. We took that loss, which, like I said, had we had that area of price action on the chart plotted out, either we wouldn't have traded or we would have just kind of scalped it and got out as it got close to that. But we didn't do that. We left, we came back, looked at the chart. Now we're trying to, what they call revenge trade. This is a perfect example of revenge trading. Like, I gotta be right. I gotta get my money back. I don't want Baidu to get the best of me and leave me red on the day. So we were down $76. We are down our max loss for the day. And instead of calling it quits, we go ahead and we buy another put because we're thinking it's in a channel now. This thing is trading in a channel. Let's buy a put right here and let's ride this bad boy back down to the bottom of the channel and let's see if we can get our money back. And instead of just buying 2 contracts like we normally do, let's buy 4 contracts and let's accelerate our profit. Let's accelerate that profit so that we can go ahead, make our money back. We'll try to make 4R on this one by getting those 4 contracts. And we'll go ahead, we'll be up $25 on the day. No harm, no foul. So we buy 4 contracts at 14.31. Basically, almost right when we got out of that one trade, we buy 4 contracts right there. And look at what this thing does. This thing tests this area of resistance, which is also the VWAP, and it, bam, takes off. It takes off wickedly. We stay in this thing and we ride it out 245. Couldn't take the bleeding no more. We saw this bottoming tail. This thing still got some life in it. There's still some buyers in it. Should have been out possibly on this candle. But we were probably thinking, okay, look, that's going to act as resistance. Nope. We played it all the way up there and we lost $52 on this trade. So we took a 2R loss. So now we're down $125, licking our wounds. Baidu then just straight beat us up like we was Mike Tyson. Definitely done for the day at this point. It was no more discussion. We're gonna go ahead and lick these wounds, and it is what it is. What else is there to be said? And that's what we did. We went on, wore that butt whooping. That was a negative 5R day, which is not what you want to be doing when you're trading. And that was the tail of the first trader. That was the tail of the first trader. We didn't properly plan. Shouldn't have been taking any trades because of that. Took a trade, took a small loss on it. Go ahead, take that small loss. We can go into tomorrow's trading morning, planning properly, a good performance. But that revenge trader kicked in, and that revenge trader cost us some more money. So that was yesterday. That was January 18th, 2022. So we'll go ahead now and get back to how we normally review trades, because we are back on our normally scheduled program. So I'm gonna go ahead and pull up TraderView and we'll look at our trades for today. Look at it on Thinkorswim, and I'm gonna get y'all up out of here. And if you're still watching, I definitely would appreciate a thumbs up if you haven't already. If you are not subscribed, definitely would look forward to having you on my channel where you can come and review these trades with me every day. But let me go ahead and get TraderView pulled up. All right, we have TraderView pulled up, and we have today's numbers, January 19th. And if you look, you see today we took a whopping one trade. We took one trade today, two contracts, our usual two contracts, and we had a closed P&L of $100. This morning, we pulled our laptop out about 8:30 or 8:45 actually, because we're actually still trading remotely, not trading from the usual trading desk. But we pulled the laptop out about 8:45, got to reviewing our options scanner, seeing what was out there. Had a couple of ideas on the watch list that we were going to be watching, but we pulled up Microsoft and looked good. Had some decent movement, and so we put that on the watch list, and we just waited for a pattern. We had it in our mind, still not really thinking about yesterday, but thinking about it in the sense that let's make sure that we take care of those 5 P's. Let's properly plan so that we can have peak performance. And as you can see by the trade, that is exactly what we did. So we'll go ahead and pull up TraderView again, and we'll review this trade. And I will get y'all out of here. Let me go ahead, type in Microsoft there. And we'll get this pulled up to where we are today. Like I said, I still had these charts set on daily instead of just today. So bear with me just so I can try to get the candles in a decent size so that they're easy to see. And we'll review this trade. This was a very quick one. This was a wham bam thank you ma'am kind of trade that we like, where we can get in and get going. So we see that the market opened right here on the 2-minute, kind of made this run up to this area of resistance and just kind of tested right along it. And looking at the 2-minute, and then glanced up at the 5-minute. And what do you see on the 5-minute? You see a wide range green candle. You see this little narrow red candle, little resting candle. This candle could have been red or green, really didn't matter, but it was a nice little resting candle. Bottom and tail, just about even high with this candle. That's the perfect makings of a 3-bar play. So already had our call on our watch list that we wanted to trade, and that was it right here, this Microsoft call. So all we were looking for was this next candle to break the high of that candle. And we got in this trade at 946. So let's see where we're at on the chart. 946 was this candle here, 946 and 58. So we got in about right here. And this is what you call a perfect trade. That is a perfect 3-bar play. And we see this trade still had some movement up, but we stuck to our guns, stuck to our plan, got out at a good area, made more than our 2-to-1. We actually made 4-to-1, which was our target or our goal for the day. And being disciplined going into the trades or going into the market this morning, we pretty much shut it down. Didn't see any more reason to take any more trades. I actually was texting a buddy of mine while I was watching this trade and was telling him and sending him pictures of the chart as it was coming back down, and pretty much told him if it doesn't hold these key levels where it was coming back down to, and could have flipped it and started playing puts coming back down. But like I said, going into the market this morning, the plan was to stick to the plan. So first trade, we made our goal. Let's go ahead, secure that profit. There's no reason to try to squeeze anything else out of it. We have tomorrow to do the same thing. Get a good night's sleep, wake up in the morning, build our watch list, and look for patterns. Look for 3-bar plays, look for buy setups, look for breakouts, and make it do what it do. But I'm gonna go ahead and shut this video down. I appreciate y'all taking the time to look at it. Again, if you haven't already, please go ahead and like the video. Please go ahead and subscribe. Please share it if you want to. As I always say, if you don't like it, go ahead and leave that thumbs down. But if you do leave a thumbs down, just leave some constructive criticism in the comment section. Something that we could work on to make the channel better, and I will definitely try to do it. But hope to see y'all here again tomorrow, and we are going to call it a night. Peace.